What up, Cubs? Welcome back to the Den Podcast. It's your boy, Channing Kell. We're going to be covering a lot of stuff today about what's happened in Elestrals over the last month. We're going to kick it off by talking about Cards HQ, Bo, and the two-time that took place in Atlanta.
The repeats. Bo, they're just the goat, the boat, if you will. And the boat is... They're just honestly the best for in-person events, because I don't think they've won like a premiere.
I think they did. I think they did win one premiere. I'm not positive about that, but I think they did.
Yeah. But either way, the only two live events we've had, they've won.
Yep.
Bo is the boat.
Absolutely incredible. And we do have a lot to talk about, so we're not going to stay on that topic for too long. But Atlanta, Cards HQ, the first in-store considered like an open, the first store-based open. Production value was through the roof. There were a couple of hiccups here and there. Their mics were like hit or miss every now and then with like a little buzzing noise, but very, very, very promising for the future of overall, like store location.
Overall, very, 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 very good.
I cannot wait to see the future of different store opens in that regard. And dude, speaking of opens, Kissimmee's coming up. The badges went live. Your boys, the Bears, the people of the Ursa Den, both secured the stellar package. So we will be rocking that Funglow mat by when is it? By the end of October, you'll see that Funglow mat on our tabletops.
Actually, you will be seeing it in Kissimmee, because I think now is a great time for us to reveal that we will be going and staying together, and we're going to try to do a podcast together live, as well as some content there, which I'm sure we'll be using the mat, so you'll be able to see a bunch of our content there.
Yeah, it's going to be sick. I can't wait. One of the things that we're going to try to do while we're there is do a massive, I don't know if we'll be able to do a stream from our Airbnb. We may. If it's not going to be a stream,
might be difficult.
Yeah, if not a stream, it will be recorded and posted. We're going to do one massive opening video. Because of the stellar badges that we got, we're each going to have like 108 booster packs to open. So we're just going to like be ripping them all for content, hopefully be pulling a bunch of cool stuff to show you guys. We have a bunch of other content ideas planned for Kissimmee, nothing like solidified, but we have a bunch of other things in the works, in the back burner. But we're very, very excited for Kissimmee. I cannot wait. And
speaking of content.
Yes.
Speaking of content, let's talk about Clash. Because Clash went live too.
Oh my God, yes, please. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how I just got done streaming this morning, and my biggest opponent was me, because my brain didn't want to play correctly. I don't want to talk about it. You can go back. You can check the stream VODs if you want. They're on the channel. It was abysmal. It was embarrassing. But overall, dude, Clash is here. It's gorgeous. It is amazing. There are a couple bugs here and there. Obviously, it's still early access. But the best thing about that is that not only are there bugs that are getting fixed, but they're very, very vocal and very on top of how they're going about doing it and what they're going to be changing. Dan has already confirmed that they're reworking the tutorial system. They're going to make it more streamlined. They're probably going to introduce a way for you to skip it if you don't want to participate in it. They're going to be doing a bunch of stuff with that. So very, very promising, very, very good opening week, I would say. Because like by the time of recording this,
I was just going to say, on top of that, Clash itself, like, it is not made by a AAA indie company. So all of these people that are like leaving super negative reviews, all these people that are saying, don't play Clash because it's unimaginable that they thought this was okay. Shut up. You stupid. Because it is literally, it is made by, everything from this came from a single man, right? That went out and got teams to do stuff. It is not Epic Games, that is a multi-billion-dollar company, or like Ravensoft or anything. It is
Dan the man. It is Dan the man.
And I don't know if any of you guys have like done trades with him or like anything. Whenever you get something, it is literally A Drive LLC. That's what Elestrals is under, is A Drive LLC. It is the man. So for you to expect this game to be perfect on open beta, you're unrealistic. You need to get your head out from your asses, because it blows my mind. The game is great. Are there bugs? 100%. Are they miserable bugs? Some of them. Is the game itself miserable, and is the app and everything not worth playing? No, it is phenomenal. It is amazing. I love Elestrals Clash, and I will forever stand by the fact that I think this is probably one of the best card game apps to be put into beta, because it's so good. It is so good. Love it. everybody who's leaving negative reviews, shut up. You dumb.
Speaking just like this is specifically for you, Dan, if you're watching. Speaking of trades and Dan and trades and Dan together, I will have a little bit of like a secret / surprise for you at Kissimmee. So look forward to that.
Ooh.
But I'm not going to talk about anything more. I'm not going to say anything else on the pod. I'm not going to go towards anything of hints at what it could be. But assuming that we cross paths at Kissimmee, I will have a surprise for you. And that's basically it. If you guys know me, maybe you have an idea of what the surprise could be, but we're not going to talk about it on the pod just because I don't like spoiling surprises. I don't know why I'm rambling like this. It kind of makes sense. It's a surprise, so we should keep it that way. But just be on the lookout.
And there was the new ban list, which is actually being played with currently as we are recording, because there's a premiere happening as we are recording. Which, by the way, my buddy got to top 8. He literally messaged me earlier. It's Perky, one of the guys we're staying with for Kissimmee.
Yeah.
Messaged me earlier saying, we're taking Nyx to top 8. He's playing Nyx Amara in top 8.
No way.
Literally, Perky is the GOAT. So
wait, are they running their Exa 10s?
Yeah.
No way. They're taking their Exa 10s Nyx Amaras to top 8. That is insane. Dude, I gotta tune into that premiere after we're done recording this and just scroll back and watch that get played. That's crazy.
But the ban list is in effect, and the big things from the ban list: Morlith got put to 1.
So sad, but
Hurricane
understandable.
Got put to 1. Kinleo got put to 1. I feel like there was another one.
Was there another one that got put to 1? I think it was
Like
just the ban.
No,
yeah, Like a Void got banned.
Like a Void got banned.
Yeah, which is understandable. Like a Void running rampant, getting into every single deck list. I think the way that they eroded it is kind of interesting.
Speaking of which, they are eroding it, making it a little bit more in line with the Artemis archetype, which I think is a healthy thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, if it's a champion of something, I think it should have something to do with what that divine does.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
I think that's a good thing to do.
I think what they did overall with the card is good. I've kind of talked about this a little bit. It has nothing necessarily to do with the functionality of games, but the different pathways and different ways that they navigate about banning and like eroding and fixing and reprinting and retraining and all that kind of stuff. A lot of things are overlapping ever so slightly. We now have an original Like a Void. We have a Like a Void Artemis. We have a retrained Like a Void Artemis that replaces the original one. You can't play the original one anymore. But we also have cards that are retrained and you can play the originals. So some stuff is overlapping here.
You can't play the original, but it just uses the new effect.
Yeah, you can. So like if you happen to have the Stellar from the tournament packs, you can still use it because it's a cool looking card. You'll just have to reference the new ability that replaces the old one. But yeah, so ban list was nice. I think it was needed. Kinleo is going to be a good card in the new set coming out. It kind of sucks that it got like limited to 1, but at the same time, I think it was also good just because there's so much destruction focus with that card specifically. And like we have Boombat. The
fact that it's
we have a
so
bunch of other
easily
stuff.
able to just destroy 3 drops is insane.
Yeah. So it's understandable why it got limited. And we also have, we'll talk about it in a little bit when we cover the next topic, which is going to be Shattered Stars. But we have kind of a retrain, not really a retrain of Kinleo coming out. It's going to be a champion of Hestia. So that'll be really interesting when that hits. But yeah, ban list, all in all, pretty good ban list. I would say the Hurricane hit was needed. Coming from someone who who abused the use of Hurricane, I can vouch for the fact that it was needed. That Hurricane,
100%.
Hurricane in a 3 was abysmal.
Especially if you were playing wind and you were playing something that like, or if you were playing wind, water, or thunder,
and it just naturally fed into it. Yeah, exactly.
A couple extra spirits. Like if you naturally just had to splash in 2 wind for your Hurricane, or like if you were already playing Monsoon, right? Yeah. And you're already playing wind, water, and then of course you're playing Astrabbit, so you're playing thunder, or you're playing Thunderstorm because it's one of the best removal now. You just slot in 3 of them.
Yeah, dude. Or you can do what I did, which was running Volt Tempest and also running Champion of Poseidon Galaxy. So all 3 were already in the deck. So I didn't have to slot in anything. I just had to throw 3 copies of Hurricane in there and I was good. If I could take my camera and my microphone and go to my locals later and like interview everybody for this podcast, they would all say that I should have been kicked out of the store last locals because all I did was Hurricane all of them all the time. So it's a good thing that it got banned, or not banned rather, but limited down to 1, because now there's going to be way less focus. But it's kind of funny, the fact that it's been limited down to 1, you still feel like you see it all the time. There are so many,
and now it feels almost even worse because you're like, really, you saw the one of?
Yeah. How did you happen to get it? Because like,
and if your opponent opens up with like hurricane, earthquake, laurels, you're like, really, you saw all 3 of your one-ofs at one time?
Crazy. It's the
worst.
It's kind of crazy to see, because in Clash it does have the updated limits. So like Kinleo is a one-of, Morlith is a one-of, and so is Hurricane. And there have been so many games where I'll just be like, oh, you know what, Hurricane's a one-of, I kind of feel safe doing this, and I'll play 4 back row on my first turn, and they'll top deck Hurricane and be like, sorry about that, bud. It definitely hurts still seeing that happen, but knowing that it wouldn't happen again after that, unless they play Pandison, in which case I don't even want to put that in the universe. Anyway, let's move on from that. The next thing that we're going to be covering is Shattered Stars. We have a lot to talk about Shattered Stars because we did have Elestrals Day the other day, and they showcased a bunch of new stuff. But we're going to
including the next 2 months of Shattered Stars.
Yes, they haven't talked about all of the cards, but they did show us some, which is pretty promising. But do you want to cover Leo for this month?
Yeah. So August is Leo, and it is essentially Fire plus Celestial. Celestial is your constellation, and then you've got your Hollow Reforge and your Hollow Sirocco of Nordis. You have some like really, really, really good hollows, but the main thing that I just want to touch on, right? The stained glass Hephaestus looks so good. Looks so good, especially compared to the Poseidon. No shaded Poseidon and the artist who did it, but I think that the Hephaestus just looks so good. And then the commons, we've got some new artwork for Ursa. We've got Hellmelt, which is a new card that
we'll cover in a little bit.
We talk about later.
New cards.
And then the Kinleo, Champion of Hestia, is a new card that we'll be talking about here in just a couple minutes. But ultimately, very, 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 very good. You've got your Stellar X of 99 Hephaestus and your Stellar X of 10 Majursa. So very, very, very good stuff. And then your reverse stellars are going to be your Infornax and the Cinder. So some really, really, really fun cards. You have your Hollow Reforges. I think it's going to be another really big card coming into future sets, because we've already seen Volcaries is very, very prominent in the meta. So if we get things that help that get better, Reforge is only going to get better. So it's very, very cool to see a Hollow Reforge, and I need 3 of them. Please. So Stellar Christoph, if you're watching and you want to set 3 to the side for me, I'd greatly appreciate you, brother. I'll pick it up at Kissimmee.
That's awesome. And then the last thing that I want to talk about in terms of like these Exa 10s and stuff. So this is just like spur of the moment news, or like just cool information that you know Sal, right? Saluichi?
No.
He's a friend of mine in the Pokemon community, so I just assumed that you knew him from like John Helios. But he showed up in stream earlier today when I was playing Clash, and he was like, bro, check your DMs. You're not going to believe this. He pulled the X of 10 Majesty from last month's Shattered Stars, and I was like, brother, I am so jealous. That thing is so sick. Oh
my God. He just funded so much of his next like 2 months.
He could literally, and like he's focusing heavily on like Magic the Gathering right now, so just a little side tangent, but dude, I want to see if I can get that card off of him. I'm not even interested in running Majesty right now, but if I had that X of 10, you bet your ass I'm building that deck.
Yeah, I am. I love Majesty. I think it's great.
Yeah. But anyway, so Leo.
Then the next month that they revealed was actually Virgo.
Yeah.
And mind if I talk about that? Because I think we're good with Virgo, right?
Or
Leo.
You know what? Yeah, we're good with Leo because we're going to talk about the new cards in a little bit. But
there's one more thing that we didn't mention. Hestia's Hearth, the pottery art.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. The pottery art is so... Okay, so personally, I think I understand why they made the artwork for those cards specifically, but I can't wait to see what they do with the pottery art in terms of, like, if they introduce it to different cards. Because, like, Poseidon's Fury, Hestia's Hearth...
I think it's going to be specifically with all of the cards designated to the Divines. So, like, we're going to have Hermes Trickery.
We'll have Zeus's Call. Yeah, we're going to have all those. And then whatever the new new Divines that are happening. I think those are the only 4 that have been showcased right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming that with the next set, we're going to get something for Keon, we're going to get something for Artemis, and then for the 2 new Divines. But we're going to cover those in a second after we get done with the... we're going to cover those cards when we get done with the Shattered Stars segment. But yeah, the Virgo. First off, they didn't even just tell us that the next month is Virgo. The following month is going to be for Lunar. It's going to be What is it? Libra. It's gonna be Libra. But next month, and I'm sorry, I know you're an Earthcaster. You're an Earth Nexus baby at heart, but so am I, and I talk about it so much about how I just want to try to somehow.
You don't talk about Earth Nexus at all, actually.
That's crazy. That's a wild statement. I don't think you know me. Who am I doing this podcast with? Okay, next month. You know, part of me wanted to break the bank for Hephaestus for this month because it just looks so spectacular. I'm gonna have to save for the Virgo month because first off, the Demeter full art stained glass that they have
looks so good,
gorgeous. It gives me the feeling of Catholic church walls with their stained glass treatments. Like that level of stained glass is what I see in this card, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. And as a Earth Nexus enjoyer, I love my Earth Nexus deck. Not only will I need these stained glass versions, I'm gonna need to get 2, if not 3, of the Stellars. They haven't shown it. I don't know what it looks like. All I know is that it's Demeter, it's going to be a Stellar, and I absolutely have to have it. And knowing their track record with the X of 99 Divine Spirit, or not Divine Spirits, but Divine Runes, the artwork is going to be absolutely phenomenal. And there is absolutely nothing that will stop me from racking up credit card debt to get this card. My statements will be the stack of textbooks. But the other two that they showed was a full art Equilinx, which is absolutely gorgeous.
It's so good, but here's the issue, right? You already have 2 stellar ones, right? Or do you have 1 stellar?
I just have 1, which is all you need. It's a 1 of anyway, but
yeah, it's all you need. But the full art looks so good. I'm okay with running 2. I'd be unlimited Equilinx because I love that card so much.
Unlimited.
I want to run 3 of these full arts.
Unlimited, one of the best cards in the game.
I think genuinely, it's good, but I think being able to pop back row is worse than being able to pop towers like your big 3 drops. So I'm okay with this coming back as long as Kinleo's gone, you know?
Yeah, but like Equilinx it's not just back row. Like you can also destroy stadiums with that.
Yeah, that's fair.
So like you can do a lot with Equilinx, and on top of that, with the amount of like when this receives,
and Demeter makes it essentially a 7.
Yeah, and like when this receives this, there's a ton of that in Earth. So like being able to distribute 2 spirits to something and have other things happen that lead into other things, and having other nexusers, like keeping like, and this is coming from someone who is like die hard. I'm literally wearing green right now. Die hard Earth Nexus fan right now. Equilinx at 1 is fine. It was devastating, and sadly, I am still not over it, even though it's been almost a year since it got limited. It being at 1 is a good thing. It being at 1 is a good thing. It is sad, but it also makes me very happy because that means I don't have to get another Stellar Equilinx because those things are not cheap. So
Facts.
Just being the one of makes me happy.
But I'm okay with the full art because that full art looks so good.
It is in fact gorgeous. And the other card they showed for Virgo is Harpy Constellation full art.
Who?
The Harpy?
No, I'm sorry. Who cares?
That's so funny.
I just don't care about Harpy at all because it's like
it's not my favorite. I mean the when they like announced it initially for this, it's a Firestorm card, right? I'm not tripping.
Sure. Why not?
Is it Firestorm?
Don't know, to be honest with you.
Anyways, the original,
that's how little I've looked at the card.
Yeah, when it was initially announced, like way back when, I thought it was going to be pretty interesting, because it could tie in with like a Fun Guide lock type of thing.
Yep.
But I don't really think that that's gone anywhere. And Fun Guide lock is kind of just like a gimmicky deck anyway, so it's kind of whatever. And this is just coming from me. I know Cal has a different perspective on it. I just don't like the Constellation rares. In my personal opinion,
I love the Constellation rares.
And I think I should clarify, because I don't dislike them. I just think that there isn't enough, in my personal opinion. The background of the card, it has it's like something to be desired, or what's that saying? It's like lacking something. There isn't enough in the background to draw attention to the constellation in my mind. And maybe it's just my graphic designer brain picking at it or whatever, but the constellation itself is gorgeous. It's cute. It doesn't, like, I don't dislike that. It's just the fact that the rest of the card feels like a void. There's nothing going for it, in my opinion. That's all I have to say about that. Stained glass in my eyes is much better. And when Demeter is the subject, then credit cards. But I think
then the following month is Libra, which is lunar based, which we don't know anything about.
We don't know anything about it, but we do know one thing for certain. It's going to be Artemis based. So we're going to get an Artemis stained glass. We're going to get an Artemis full art stellar. So that'll be gorgeous. And I'm sure that'll be breaking everybody's bank. I mean, I'm going to be going for the Demeter. But I know that I feel like Dan is targeting me with this because those are both of my, coming from someone who loves running Morfrost so much, Earth and Lunar are my two favorite spirits. So having them back to back, and dude, my credit card statements are going to have credit card statements. I don't even know how to go about that. But so moving on from Shattered Stars, we can start talking about the new cards.
Let's talk about the pricing.
Oh, let's talk about pricing first, because that is gorgeous, and it won't take up as much time as talking about all the new cards that got announced. So go ahead and take it away.
So for Kissimmee, the pricing got revealed. Your top 16 is going to be a marble stellar Cyprong Champion of Dionysus. And this, in my opinion, I think is one of the best arts that Elestrals has ever done. One, because the stellar looks phenomenal. Two, I think the green with the marble looks so good.
It's gorgeous.
And then three, the way that it breaks the plane of the picture with the brush up top that the Cyprong is eating, literally immaculate. Literally immaculate. Felipe Lopez, you outdid yourself.
Yeah. And on top of that,
you outdid yourself.
And on top of that, dude, I feel like Cyprong is going to be a pretty good card in LifeStream. I mean, the text that it reads, when you normal cast the Cyprong, you can search your deck for a Dionysus and add it to your hand. You can target it and destroy a 1-spirit or 2-spirit Elestral with 5 or more attack if the Cyprong is dazed. And we don't know what dazed and what's the other one? Enraged? Is that what the other one's called?
Yes.
We don't know what they do yet. It's not been confirmed, but assuming that they do something, of course they do something. The fact that Cyprong on the board can just get rid of like Viscerus. Just think about that. It can just pop
a 2-drop.
It can just pop a Viscerus, which is or a 2-drop. But like, that's insane. I feel like this card is gonna be really good. So the fact that it's a top 16 pricing is really nice. And I think
I think it's going to be expensive for the people that don't play in top 16.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I guess it's too early to tell to see if Cyprong will be a 1 of, but it would be so devastating if this card was like a 3 of and someone wanted to run a matching set and have the marble, because I think I think the Penterror from the last open is selling for like
$1,000.
I think someone has it listed for like 1,500. So I mean, like, having it's gonna be challenging if you want to have a set of this, if you need to run 3 in a deck. But moving on from the top 16, you want to cover the top 3 pricing?
Yeah, so the top 3 is actually going to be a stellar full art marble Lakagon,
so gorgeous,
Champion of Aphrodite.
It's so gorgeous.
And you pointed this out to me before we started talking about the podcast, and the way that they notated bronze, silver, and gold is by the starfish that is underneath the Lakagon.
I love how they do that. It's such a subtle nod.
Such a subtle thing. I love it. It is so cool. I love this card. Oh my God. This card, I could see it selling for a ton of money.
Oh, for sure.
Just because the beautiful full art marble on top of the way that the starfish is so subtle, along with it also has other stellar Elestrals on it that we haven't really touched on too much. Like, it has a stellar Starbit on there, and it has a stellar Mustation. Like,
and then is that a Sluggle?
So much.
Is that a Sluggle in the bottom right corner, or is that something else underneath the wing by the starfish?
I think it is a Sluggle.
I don't know if it's stellar though, because it would be yellow.
Yeah,
or like orangish.
But either way, stellar full art Lakagon, Champion of Aphrodite, great pricing, great pricing. And if this is the pricing for everything moving forward in Firestream, I'm down.
Firestream?
I am Firestream.
Firestream.
Firestream. Yeah, that's the new set.
Yeah.
For LifeStream. Very cool.
It's very
I love
cool.
the pricing.
And on top of that, I just love the fact that from the knowledge that the knowledge that we have right now, I feel like not only is the pricing gorgeous looking, they're on good cards. There's no telling how good, but the fact that like we're gonna cover the card coverage right now because we already finished talking about prizing, but to kick off talking about the new cards, Locagon Champion of Aphrodite got released, or not released, but announced a while ago. The stat line is pretty good. It's a 5/7. It's a 2-drop. But its ability is you can special cast a Locagon from your hand with 2 water if you did not special cast a Locagon this turn. When you cast Locagon or Dratagua, you can return 1 water from your underworld to your spirit deck. So you play a Dratagua, you heal 2, you immediately heal another one. So you're getting basically your Dratagua play for free.
Yep.
And still netting a 2 positive. It feels like it's going to be a really, really good card. I love the fact that it's going to be the prizing for this tournament. And just going based off of what the other people from, or not what the other people, but from like what the other prize cards from Dallas are trying to be sold for, this card will never hit market. And if it does, it'll be like 3 years from now when people have more money to spend or whatever. Because I feel like if I'm remembering correctly, someone tried or at least attempted to list the second place prizing from Dallas for like 5K or 10K or something. It was something absurd. So it's gonna be crazy to see. But I absolutely love how they do their little like nod to first place, second place, third place. It's a lot more subtle in this one than it was in the bunny one. But the bunny, the bunny is so iconic. It is so gorgeous.
It is.
They didn't show it in the video, but I'm assuming that there's gonna be a mat that goes along with the Locagon. So I cannot wait to see what the full. I can't wait to see what like the full extended artwork for the mat is going to be.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I didn't even think about that
because the bunny had a mat too. So I'm assuming that, and the Cyprong. Wow, I didn't even think about that too. Top 16 is going to have a mat as well.
Yep,
that's gonna be crazy, dude. I can't wait.
It's gonna be so good.
So yeah,
they also revealed some more prizing, not just for Kissimmee, but for the store regionals. They also revealed that.
Wait, that's right. Yeah, the prizing for the store regionals. Yes.
Yep, they revealed the mat. So the mat is going to be the marble mat, but it's going to be the Stellar Promo Full Gary's. Yeah, which is very, very cool.
Yeah, very, very cool. And then on top of that, they also talked about how you can like earn qualifier points for Worlds. We're not going to touch on that too much just because there's not much to cover. I may have it like pop up on the screen so you know what points you get from playing in what events. But it's pretty interesting how they're showing that. I can't wait for Worlds next year. It's going to be insane. Wherever it is, I'm going. Whether I'm competing or not, I just can't wait to go. They also talked about since we're just going down the list of what we have tagged in from the Elestrals Day, they also announced Organized Play Series 4. So the next series, the next season, the showcase art for the packs is the newest X of 10 coming out of the tournament pack.
Oh man, that's gonna break the bank.
The X of 10, the gorgeous one and only full art Stellar Earthquake. I just kicked my desk. My toe is killing
That's how
me.
Excited you are.
My toe is killing me. There is no way I'm getting my hands on this card, but you know exactly where it's going if I do. It's going right into my Earth Nexus deck. I cannot wait to see if I can be lucky enough to pull this thing. It is gorgeous. It is just stellar, if you will.
Real quick, while we're talking about organized play and full arts and stellars and promos, and while we're also talking about LifeStream, I think this is a really good way to tie into the LifeStream pre-release promo.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
So the LifeStream pre-release promo is a stellar full art textured.
I can't wait, dude.
Baraboss.
I need that card.
I need 3.
Yeah, I need more than that. I need as many as I can get my hands on.
Chan, I'm so sorry for whenever you watch this back and you see the facial expressions and the hand motions I just did.
That's all right. Thumbnail material.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry because my Korean really showed on it for a little bit. Like I saw my past lineage just come out. But
that's so funny.
It's funny. Every time I laugh, my whole family is just like, "Oh, you're looking like our ancestors." And I'm like, "Oh man." But the full art textured stellar Baraboss looks so good. I want 3 of them. I want to find 2 more pre-releases in my area, which, spoiler alert, there's not, because I think there's only one store that runs a locals within an hour and a half of me.
I'm just gonna see if I can. I'm just gonna see if I can like teach my girlfriend how to play Elestrals and convince her to go to the pre-release, so that I can have 2 from the pre-release, and then also go to like the second locals that's like 2 hours away from my house and do their pre-release as well. Yeah.
Yo, okay. Here's what you need to do, right? We're gonna big brain this so I can get 3 and you can get 3. Okay. You're gonna do that with Sarah. Have her do it, right? And somebody else will get free wins, right? So it's not all bad for them.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna do the same thing with Hannah.
Oh.
So I'll get 2. You'll get 4 total, and then you just give me 1.
Hell yeah.
Thoughts?
Hell yeah. Well, we'll have to see, because I already tried teaching Sarah Elestrals, and it didn't go over too well. Surprisingly, she likes Magic more, and Magic is more confusing. So that was pretty interesting. But we'll see. Maybe I can convince her.
Yeah.
And if not,
okay,
I'll just
spent
be like,
long enough
and
talking about this.
If not, I'll be like, hey, can I just like play in the pre-release 3 times? I'll just pay for 3 entries, and you guys give me the promo cards.
Yep. So, speaking of more promos, let's talk about the full art Stellar Flammoth that you can get from this is from ordering on the Elestrals app this month, or like this cycle, for like 50, 100, 150, you get 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah.
I believe, right?
Yeah. Every $50 you spend on the Elestrals website right now, and it's in celebration of Elestrals Day that just happened a couple days ago.
Yep.
So for the next, I don't know how long the time frame is. I think it's just until the quantities are gone, because it's all limited. With every $50 increment that you spend between 50 to 150, you can get up to 3 copies of this Flammoth. It's gorgeous. It is stellar. It is full art. It is beautiful. It is menacing. And I wish it tied in with LifeStream pre-orders, because if it did, then I may just have done it. But
see, they made it really, really easy to spend $150 on old stuff, because if you wanted to do like a booster box or something fun, you can do that. Plus, you can get the new deck box.
That's true.
That just got released, which I think is amazing. It has a little view window for a card in the front, and it holds it can hold 60 cards double sleeved easily with room,
which is awesome.
Very, 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 very good. So it can hold, I think it can hold 60 plus the side deck double sleeved, if I'm not mistaken.
I really hope that it does, because I need that.
And then they also had the Stellar Astrabbit plush, which the 2 of them together, it's about $80.
Yeah,
so
I think
that
after
would be
tax and everything, it'd be like 90. So you can get pretty close to that 100 just based off of that alone. So go ahead and snag your Flammoth, because it is gorgeous. I kind of want to see if I can place an order to at least get 1 copy for my collection, because I don't see myself using it, but I still want it.
Yeah.
But alongside of that, since we're talking about the stuff that you can get from buying off the Elestrals website, as of right now, LifeStream pre-orders are live. And
I want this so bad. I want this so bad.
Just like the Flammoth, you get it in increments of 50. You don't get the Flammoth if you do LifeStream pre-orders, but what you do get is on the Elestrals website, you get a stellar version of the Sprouter,
my child,
Champion of Dionysus, which we'll talk about.
My child.
We'll talk about what it does later when we cover over like all the new announcements. But it is gorgeous. It is amazing, and you get it in increments.
You just want to cover it now while we're right here?
Yeah, let's just cover it now. You can Nexus 1, and when you do, you can search your deck for a Champion of Dionysus or Dionysus Madness and add it to your hand. Which I'm assuming that the Dionysus Madness is going to be like the Hermes Trickery of Dionysus. We don't know what it does yet, but I'm assuming that that's what that card is. That's just an assumption.
Which, for what it's worth, I love the fact that Elestrals is putting in element counter runes to go along with the divines. So if you're running the divine, you immediately have hey, I can throw in 3 of this back row, and then now that's kind of pushing out like a tsunami of PTA or all your PTAs, and it's kind of pushing that out a little bit for whatever these new runes do, because they typically go pretty well in line with the divine. So I really like that.
It'll be really, really cool to see. So that's what you get if you pre-order on the Elestrals website. If you pre-order from a local game store, however, you get the Stellar Babloon, Champion of Aphrodite. Who cares? Is it another Harpy callback?
Yes.
So I mean, the card itself, I don't know how good it's going to be. For what it's worth, I think I'm still going to collect them just because they're gorgeous. But since we are talking about the new cards, we can cover what it does, even though it's been announced for a while. It was in the last month's Shattered Stars. You guys probably already have your hands on it. But you can discard this Bubloon to expend 1 in order to enchant up to 2 from your Underworld and or Spirit deck to a water card on your field. The only thing that I can see this being like incredible with is if you wanted to try to build a Starbit deck. That way you can like force the Ascension on the Starbit pretty much immediately. But other than that, I
could see it a couple different ways, right? I could see it as a way to also get spirits back onto your Divine Rune.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah, you could funnel it back into Aphrodite or Poseidon.
Yeah, you can use this to go directly onto Poseidon, because with Poseidon's Fury, you're already discarding with Poseidon's Fury, which has seen a lot of uptick. Shout out to Isaac, a guy from my locals who got, I think, 19th at Atlanta using Poseidon's Fury and Chronodile.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah, he did very, very well. I'm super proud of Isaac. He did so good. But you're able to put 2 of them back onto your Poseidon after using Poseidon's Fury, so it makes it to where you can still keep your Nexus plays alive, or you can even use it on receive effects, because water does have a lot of receive effects. So like you can play Dratagua, discard this, and then go Bubloon, put 2 back onto Dratagua to heal another 2, and then you've got 2 spirits on it to be able to Nexus with like Aphoros, to be able to then draw a card, to then Nexus another one with Poseidon to then heal another 2. So it can get pretty stacked pretty easily by just saying, okay, I'm going to put 2 onto wherever I want.
Yeah, I agree. So I mean, overall, it could be pretty useful. We're not really sure if it's going to be like meta relevant. I doubt it will be, but it's a pretty gorgeous stellar. So
it's cool.
Go ahead and snag a couple from your locals if that's what you're feeling. But since we're talking about all the new cards anyway, we might as well just start talking about all the cards that they announced this past month, including some that they showcased. It's kind of funny. We had to like postpone recording this podcast just because, you know, life happens. And I guess it was a good thing that we did, because the day before we decided to record this, they showcased another card. So it's a good thing that we decided to wait a little bit. But let's go ahead and start covering all the new cards that they talked about and that they showcased this month. Should
we just start at the top?
Yeah, let's just start at the top.
Started from the button. No, I'm sorry. So the first one, we will talk about the starter decks. They revealed the 4 starter decks during one of the videos, which, by the way, that promo video that they did with K-Crave voiceovering everything was probably the most professional like promo video that Elestrals has ever put out, and I genuinely loved it.
And actually, while we're talking about that,
production quality was amazing.
Yeah, while we're talking about that, just before we get into the deck, excuse me, I'm thinking in the terms of someone who makes a lot of deck tech videos from like past CCGs. Before we get into the deck, let's talk about the deck list. Since we're talking about like production value and stuff, the Elestrals Day video that they put out,
the Elestrals Direct.
yeah, I love the direction that they're taking it, in which they're kind of using the same concept and idea that they do in like Nintendo Directs, where not one person talks about everything. They send it to different people that cover different stuff. So like A-Drive kicked off the video, then he sent it over to I believe their name is Aspira or Aspira. The people
the person who does like all of organized play.
Yeah, they cover organized play, and then they sent it over to Dan, I believe, and then they sent it to K-Cray, and like they just bounced back and forth and talked about all the different stuff. It felt like such an elevated experience for Elestrals Day. It was a very, very well produced video, and I loved it. But
it was very, very good.
Let's go ahead and start talking about these cards, because we got a lot to get through today.
We do. So we'll start with the starter deck for Dionysus. They revealed that, and they kind of revealed the cards that are in the deck, but didn't show what any of them do. So if you would like to, there's a video that I'm sure Chan will link in the description of our actual podcast if you'd like to go watch. But they revealed Dionysus, which says when you cast this Dionysus, you can enchant up to 3 earth to it. You can disenchant an earth from this Dionysus in order to target an Elestral and daze it or enrage it until your next turn, which is really, really big. Yeah. Because that means if you daze it on your turn, then it doesn't just end whenever they start, and then whatever daze and enrage do don't just go away. Yeah. Right. There's been people that have theorized what it does online, and I know you actually said in, I think it was the previous podcast, right? What you thought they did?
I think we were just talking. I don't think it was recorded on anything. But yeah, my speculation for it is that I think just based off of the terminology and the fact that I've played past TCGs like Magic and stuff, and they have similar effects and abilities that do like that are labeled accordingly, not like with the same name exactly, but anyway, to me it's just alluding the fact that dazed is going to be an Elestral can't attack if it's dazed, and if it's enraged it's forced to attack. It has to attack. It can't not attack something. So that's my speculation, and I feel like that's been a pretty like predominant speculation from a lot of people, at least in like the servers that I'm a part of, and so I feel like
I've seen it so many times.
Yeah, I feel like that could be a viable option for what it could do. Obviously nothing's been confirmed, but just going based off of past TCG knowledge and just like
even people at my locals have said the exact same thing.
Yeah,
like there was like a big leak that happened with like pictures from distributors, like how it was with Moonrise, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And they saw it and they thought the exact same thing. So I don't know. Nothing's been confirmed. Until it's been confirmed, we won't know for sure.
Yeah.
But that's what a lot of the community is thinking. And then Lotagon says you can target and destroy a face down rune if this Lotagon is enraged. When this Lotagon is destroyed in battle or by an opponent's card effect, you can search your deck for an Ambrosia and add it to your hand. So very, very cool that we have now an Ambro searcher, and that includes regular Ambro and Cornucopia, which is super cool.
Yeah. Dude, imagine this getting put into an Earth Nexus deck. You run you run Aquilings. I mean, obviously it's Earth, so it would fit, but like you can legitimately off of one Nexus pop 2 back row now. Like you Nexus to pop a back row, and then if Lotagon is enraged from Dionysus or however it would be enraged, you Nexus onto Lotagon or onto whatever you need to. If that's enraged, then you can just target and pop 2 back row instead of 1, or 1 stadium and 1 back row. I feel like that's pretty cool. I don't think it'll be super viable. It'll be like a very, very touch and go situation where it'll either happen or it will fail miserably. But yeah, I feel like it could be pretty cool. And I'm also just always trying to find something to slide into Earth Nexus. It's just what I do.
Also,
every time.
Just in general, the stats are phenomenal.
Oh yeah,
8-5 is really, really good, because now if it gets eddied, Eddie doesn't get over it. If it gets tsunamied, they can't play a spec and hit over it.
Yep.
If it's in attack position, it forces a galaxy to crash with it and take 1. Like, there aren't many ways for this thing to get hit off the field by a 1-drop, which is huge. I've said this so many times, but I think that all 2-drops should not be immediately outed by a vast majority of 1-drops.
Yeah. Like Tornagin, as an example, that thing is an 8-2. That is devastating
Eddie,
to get it
tsunami
into,
plus any 1-drop.
Yep.
Like, so I love the fact that this thing is an 8-5. Very, 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 very cool.
Yeah.
Then we have the Aphrodite starter deck, which we've already talked about what Lotagon, Champion of Aphrodite, does. And I think we talked about actual Aphrodite in the last one, right?
No.
Because the prototype got shown?
No, I think the prototype
because the prototype didn't get shown until Atlanta.
Yeah. Yep. The prototype was in Atlanta, so we haven't covered this yet. I think we talk so much offline about all of our speculations that we think that we've recorded stuff. So like
Shannon and I are also just best friends. So like it's not like we get in front of a camera and do this podcast just for you guys once a week. We're also talking all day, every day.
Yeah, quite literally all day, every day.
So it's very much so it kind of runs together when we talked about stuff. But Aphrodite, which by the way, mommy, sorry. If you have the full art, please put the full art on screen just so I can say mommy.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find a high res picture of it. Yeah.
Then Aphrodite says when you cast this Aphrodite, you can enchant 3 water to it. You can disenchant 1 water from this Aphrodite to search your deck for a card with the same name as a water Elestral on your field and add it to your hand.
Yep.
So if you have a galaxy on field, you can search for another galaxy, whether that's Champion of Poseidon galaxy or regular galaxy. Kind of cool.
Very, very cool. And I feel like
takes out the need of having Pelaquarius in the deck if you're running things like this.
Yeah, very true. And I mean, obviously it ties in well with Lotagon because Lotagon is like the card that's in the deck as well. But just imagine that kind of pairing. You have a Lotagon. Oh, I can special cast a Lotagon, but I don't have one in hand. Aphrodite to search. and you can special cast. So really cool, really cool, like little tie-ins there. I can't wait to see what whenever I see these starter decks and stuff, it immediately makes me think about like what the Stellars are going to look like. So
yeah,
dude, does this mean that the Lakagon deck is going to have Stellar Champ Dratagua? Is there?
Who knows?
I mean, they haven't really even announced that, but I feel like it would be that, just because like the Scout deck, the Hestia one had Scout.
Because here's the other thing that we don't know about. They also did Zeus's Call, Hermes Trickery, Poseidon's Fury, things like that as reverse stellars.
Yeah.
So the reverse stellar from this might be something for Aphrodite.
Well, the reverse stellar will be, but the serialized I'm talking about.
Oh, the serialized? Yeah. I have no idea.
Because like the Bears deck, they did a serialized Scout Champion of Hestia. They did a serialized Sluggle Champion of Poseidon. So I wonder if it's going to be a Dratagua. Like, obviously that hasn't been showcased. We don't even know if Dratagua is going to get a champion. I'm assuming it's going to, because Lakagon has one, but I guess that we just don't know for sure. But I feel like it'd be sick to get another Stellar Dratagua printing, because dude, the first Dratagua Stellar from Shattered Stars is literally one of my favorite artworks ever. It is it's just so cute.
It is. It's so
it is good. Gorgeous. But yeah, so that'll be the Aphrodite deck. The next one that they showcased
is the Keone deck.
Yes,
Keone, and that one we all know what Keone does. Keone, however you want to pronounce it.
Yeah.
I love the new art for Keone.
I think
it's actually really good.
It's kind of funny to me, and I don't know if it's literally just me the way that I'm seeing it, but the first Keone, I pronounce it Keone. I don't know if that's correct, but the first Keone art kind of made her look like a teenager or like an adult or like something along those lines. Like
she looks so old.
She looks like a grandma in this artwork, which is like, honestly, I kind of love that. The fact that, first off, so maybe that means that like in the lore of Elestrals, maybe she is older, or maybe it's just the artwork, who knows, but like maybe she's older and wiser and stronger, and that's why her champion is Glaciursa.
Yep, which says when this Glaciursa destroys an opponent's Celestial in battle, they must also expend spirits equal to the number of spirits enchanting each Keone on your field. So if you have 4 spirits on your Keone and you hit over their 1-drop, they're going to be taking 2 from the damage from Glaciursa and then burning 4 from Keone.
And this also, not only that, but it is also promoting having multiple divines on the board at once. Because it says each Keone. So you can potentially, if you want to burn through all of your spirits like that, like you could potentially have 8 spirits on board, hit over a 1-drop, and they're taking 10 damage that turn.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Obviously, very dire situations. You would need to somehow turbo. I feel like the only way to do this, actually, if we're gonna like math it out and just talk about it, I feel like the only way that you'd be able to do that is, 1, you get the absolute godliest hand possible, and you go second, and you lead with Ursicle with an Ursa's Den in hand off of a mulligan, so that you have 2 spirits in your discard already in your underworld. You turbo into Glaciursa, have both Keones, play them both, and then do it the first turn. Other than that, it's going to be kind of hard to do when you have that low of spirits, but it would be kind of crazy.
I kind of disagree.
Okay.
And the only reason why is because of Morfrost. If you're able to get out 2 Morfrosts, which is unbelievably easy, and you have a Glaciursa in hand, you can siphon to Ascend.
Oh, that's true.
And
yeah,
get
you can
a
do that.
Glaciursa out very, very easily.
But you wouldn't be able to do that.
Keones.
You wouldn't be able to do that turn 1 though. You would have to do that turn.
No, you would have to do it turn 2. But it's still very, very possible to do.
Yeah.
Super easily. And technically, technically speaking here, you could do it turn 1 if you also open up with Infrostics.
True.
Because that also lets you special cast from the underworld.
Yeah. No, you can definitely do that. But how would you pitch it into the underworld though? If it's turn 1.
Lichen form. Lichen, get it in there. Get Chimera plus no, you can't get Lichen. You'd have to open up with 2 Lichen, Infrostics, Glaciursa. So it's not that crazy, right? It's just a 4-card combo.
just 80% of your opening hand.
Yeah, but it is still such a cool card. I love it.
Yeah,
we spent so much time talking about a beat stick.
Yeah, honestly, the next deck though, the 4th of the 4, which hang on, pause. we need to talk. We just talked about how the Aphrodite deck, how I can't wait to see if we get like a Stellar Dratagua. Dude, if we get a serialized Stellar Ursicle, I'm going to punch a hole in my wall out of excitement. I like, I will need, dude, if it ends up being an Ursicle, brother. Okay. Enough speculation. We don't know. None of that's been confirmed. Let's get into the fourth deck, which is Artemis and their champion Posthumous. Artemis, obviously, we all know what that does. But Posthumous, when a suppressed Elestral is destroyed in your attack, when a suppressed Elestral is destroyed in your attack or by your card effect, you can return up to 3 Lunar from your Underworld to your Spirit deck. While Artemis is enchanted, each of your opponent's Elestrals are suppressed. So kind of crazy, kind of incredible. I feel like
there's a typo on that card.
Yeah, I feel like
when a suppressed Celestial is destroyed by your attack or by your card effect.
Yeah,
I feel like it should say by, not in.
I thought it should say. That's why I paused. I was like, is my brain not braining right now? It says destroyed in your. I feel like it should either stay when.
In your attack phase?
In your attack phase or
but
attack
it's called
step.
Your battle phase.
Yeah.
No, because it's never destroyed in your attack step.
That's true. Maybe it just should be by your attack.
Wait, no, I don't know. But yeah, I think it should be by your attack.
Yeah.
But
regardless, the card seems pretty crazy. You can return up to 3 from your Underworld to your Spirit deck. So you, if you have Artemis on the field, everything is suppressed. If you destroy suppressed, you can bring back 3.
And it's a spectral, so you can easily search this with Comalis.
Yep, easily. So I feel like that's pretty cool. Good. And the stat line is insane. 13 attack and 8 defense is wild. Which we didn't even cover that for Glaciersa, I don't think. So 13-4 is the stat line for
13-4 is
Glaciersa.
bad. 13-4 is so bad.
Well, I mean, it is. It can get beat over by like
Galaxy.
It can get beat over by Galaxy pretty bad. And then the Locagon was 5/7, which is
good.
Which is pretty good. But that'll do it for the starter decks. Then the cards that we have going into it, Earth Nexus Enjoyer over here wants to talk about it, but I also know how much you love Sprouter, and we already kind of talked about it, so we don't necessarily have to talk about this right now because we already covered the Stellar version, but I do want to just point out the fact that I just noticed something, and part of me is really curious if this is like, if this is what Dazed and Enraged comes from. If you look at the artwork on Sprouter, he is gazing at this bundle of grapes. So is Dionysus just making all of his champions like drunk? Is that what's happening? He's serving all of them the nectar of the gods, if you will.
They're either an angry drunk or a chill drunk.
Yeah, they're either an angry drunk or a chill drunk. I think that's really funny. I doubt that that's lore accurate, but it would be kind of hilarious.
It is funny.
The next card that they showcased a while back, and by a while back I mean like a week or a week and a half ago or something like that, is another champion of Aphrodite. It's Caprigal or Caprigal, however you want to pronounce it.
Say Caprigal.
Yeah,
because it's regal.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh wait, is this the? Oh, I love that. I have a feeling that this is like the Aphrodite touch that like makes the Elestral stand out. Is there's like a heart shape in the fin.
Yeah,
it's the same thing on the Locagon as well. So that's pretty cool.
Yep.
But the stat line on this thing is pretty nice, and the effect is even better in my opinion. It's a 6/6, which is a really really sick stat line for a 2-drop. But the effect that it reads is this Caprigal cannot be destroyed in battle by 1 Spirit Elestrals, which means it can't get hit over by 1 Spirit Elestrals. And you can expend 2. You can expend 1 water or reveal a Caprigal from your hand in order to target and destroy a face down rune. So what I'm hearing is just me, right? Slipping into Earth Nexus, you can have a 3 rune pop in one turn.
I don't think this can go in Earth Nexus.
No, it can't. I'm just making a joke, but it is kind of cool.
I do think that the popping of it is really good.
Yeah, and if you run an OG Caprigal with the champ, that's 6 potential Caprigal in your deck to be able to reveal from your hand and pop back row.
Yeah.
So pretty fire if you ask me, even though it's a water Elestral.
And any 2-drop water, immediately I have to be like, oh, this is essentially a 1-drop because of Tadpuff.
Yeah, true.
You know, so my mind immediately looks at this and is like, oh, hey, it's a 6/6 that I need 1 other card to be able to make this an immediate drop.
Yep. Kind of crazy. The next card that they showcased is one that I'm super excited for now because
why is that?
Because I have 3 copies of the Stellar version already waiting for me at Kissimmee when I get there. The next card that they showcased with effect and everything is the Funglow Charged. It is a 1-drop, of course, 1 Thunder Spirit. It's a 2/1, but the text that it reads is kind of insane. This Funglow can be special cast from your hand with Thunder if Thunderstorm Supercell is enchanted or if you cast Thunderstorm this turn. So what I'm hearing is this is going to be some crazy sort of turbo thing, and I have a feeling Thunderstorm Supercell is either going to be like a... Well, I guess it couldn't be a different version of like the Invoke because it says it's enchanted. So it
technically could be...
My assumption is it's going to be like my assumption is going to be a stadium. That's going to be my guess because it's either going to be
a stadium. It could be an artifact. Yeah, that could be another one.
Dude, imagine it's just like a battery and it's an artifact. You just slap a battery
like a battery
on board.
Pack, like a battery pack. Yeah, dude. Slip on the Funglow.
A wireless charger for all of your Funglows.
That'd be funny.
That'd be really funny. But thinking about it in terms of just a board state, dude, that's crazy. You play Thunderstorm and blow up one of their back rows. You can just cast 3 Funglow from your hand. Special cast,
and
then turbo into like a 3. Just like my brain just immediately goes. My brain just immediately goes Voltempest. Yeah, but obviously there are some other cards that you can run too. But that's just absolutely nuts. Can't wait to get those Funglows because, like I did say, I have beat all the odds and somehow secured 3 copies for myself of the X of 50 from Kissimmee. So that's gonna be crazy. But yeah, you want to cover the next one?
Yeah, so the next one is actually the other promo from Kissimmee, and that is going to be the Sundial. Now, the Stellar version is what you can get from Kissimmee for getting the Reverse Stellar and the Stellar upgrade. But Sundial says, when this Sundial destroys an opponent's Elestral in battle, you can force that opponent to skip the draw phase of their next turn. That is very, very good. That is very, very good. Being able to force somebody to not be able to draw is really, really good. However, this is not a champion. This is not anything like that. So you can only run
3 copies.
3 copies of the original and this one, combined, which I think is helpful.
Yeah.
But also forcing them to just skip their draw phase. But it's only a 4, so it can't hit over like a bunch of stuff. If this was a 5, I would say it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But, which would be really funny if it was a 5, like, because imagine this thing in battle step with a Viserys, right? Battle step, you Gorgons the Viserys and you beat over the Viserys on their turn. Then you don't have to worry about hitting over anything. You can kind of just do whatever you want, and then they still can't draw.
Yep.
You can force that opponent to skip the draw phase of their next turn. So even on like their turn, if it destroys something, that would be cool.
Yeah, kind of insane.
Yep. Very, very cool. And then after that, they showed off the new Barabib and Barabog, and then inevitably the Baraboss. So
yeah,
essentially turbo line into Big Boss Man, right? You've got Barabib, which says you can Nexus an earth or a water. When this Barabib receives 1 or more water, you can special send it to Barabog from your hand or deck. Then Barabog says you can expend an earth water in order to target an Elestral and daze it until your next turn. When this Barabog becomes dazed, you can special send it to Baraboss from your hand or deck. So you can just expend to daze itself
and then ascend it
to it, and then ascend it.
Yep. And then of course the beefy, the Baraboss. This dude is insane. Absolutely love this card, and I'm so glad that the pre-release promo is going to be a textured stellar of this thing that's a full art, because if there's any way to max out rarity in my eyes, like, sure, and we'll cover this in a second, but they also showcase that Baraboss is going to have a regular serialized stellar in the set. But the fact that you can get not only a stellar, have it be a full art, and then have that also be textured, in my eyes, it's not going to be as valuable as the X of 99 for sure, but it definitely, in my brain, cosmetically speaking, is the max rarity. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. But let's talk about Baraboss real quick. 9 attack, 15 defense. Absolutely nutty stat line. And then the text reads...
For full transparency, right? If you attach this thing with a Lyre of Apollo to swap the stats, it technically has better stats than Pantera.
Yeah, actually stupid.
If you play a Galaxy next to this thing, it has better stats than a Pantera.
Yep, absolutely nutty. And not only that, but it's a very, very pivotal card, and I think you'll understand why in a second. When this Baraboss,
I see what you did there.
Yeah, when this Baraboss receives one or more Earth or Water Spirit, you can change it from an Elestral to a Stadium rune. With the effect, Elestrals that are not Water or Earth enchanted are dazed and get -3 attack and -3 defense. Opponents cannot play Stadium runes, or vice versa. So you re-enchant this guy, turn him into a Stadium. Oh no, you were going up against an Ursa's deck, and they just happened to have Ursa's Den ready to pop, but I'm going to alter the stars. I'm going to alter the stars, and I'm going to Nexus onto Baraboss. It receives... Oh, man, I'm going to turn myself into a Stadium and get rid of your Ursa's Den before you can pop it. Sorry about that. Fun fact, you also can't destroy me while I'm a Stadium, so have fun.
Except with things like Thunderstorm.
Oh, really? Oh, you're right. Yeah, it can be destroyed. They can't play Stadium runes over top of it. So you are right.
Because so the way that this would work, the effect of changing from a Stadium to a Elestral or vice versa, that effect would go into limbo onto the Nexus. So Nexus. Okay, let me back this up a little bit. If it's in the Stadium slot, right, and somebody plays Thunderstorm, then you play Altar of Stars.
Okay.
Nexus. It receives, that chain has to complete, including the Thunderstorm, before the swap for it being an Elestral comes into play. So that is going into limbo to be resolved after that chain goes through. So it would still get destroyed even after the Nexus if they activated a Thunderstorm. So
I mean, but still, it's a way to shut down Bear Turbo, which I think is a really, really cool thing that you can do. Especially since you can essentially just Turbo Ascend into this in one turn. And then
I think it's super
let's
cool.
Let's not even forget that there's an original Baraboss that exists, or not Baraboss, excuse me, Barabog. You don't have to use the new retrained version with the ability. You can
that one is cool.
Yeah, it is. And you can run 2 of the new ability ones enabled to turbo into the Baraboss, or you can run just even one, to be honest. You can run one of the retrains and then just make sure that you can get into it off of your Barabib, because you can Nexus the Barabib to ascend it into the Barabog. That can be the one of that will get you into Baraboss, and then the other 2 Barabogs that you run in your deck can be the OG ones, which pair well with Baraboss. Fun fact, because the original,
especially because it says that you have to expend a spirit just to play something. So super cool. And with Baraboss as the Stadium, everything is getting weaker too. So even if they so good.
I can't wait. I don't know how good this card will be in the LifeStream meta, specifically because the set is going to be so heavily focused on Earth and Water. So I feel like we're going to see a lot of people running Earth and Water, but give this guy like 1 or 2 more sets. Like, just, he'll exist in the back burner for now. Give him like 1 or maybe 2 sets when people move off of focusing on running Earth and Water, and this dude will be a force to be reckoned with. And I will have the deck at the ready for when that happens. So I can't wait. This dude is awesome. I love Baraboss so much.
Which on a quick little side note to that, I think that Elestrals has done really well at making, like, so for Firestorm, the top decks right now are like Wind Aggro, the Storm part, and then the Fire Artifacts, the Fire part of Firestorm. I think that they've done a pretty good job at making like the main elements for the set. So I really like that.
Speaking of like the fire elements and whatever, just bouncing back to the beginning of the podcast when we talked about Bo at Atlanta, I find it hilarious that they just took a card that everybody was like, this is kind of awful in Hestia, and was just like,
oh my god,
all right, I'm gonna play Champion of Hestia Torchin. I win. and then got the stamped Torchin from winning that event is absolutely iconic. I love that. But we do have a couple more cards to still cover that are new. So one of the cards that we're going to be getting this month in Shattered Stars is that Hellmelt that we discussed before. Stat line reads 3/2, 3 attack, 2 defense. It's a 1-drop with fire. And then the the ability reads, when this Hellmelt is discarded, you can special cast it with fire from your discard, or from your underworld, excuse me, using a spirit from your spirit deck or underworld. So you discard this from your hand, you can special cast it and not even waste something from your spirit deck, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
Another card they showcased.
Really cool Comagma fodder.
Oh, that's true. That's very true. I didn't even think about that. Very, very true. Then another card that they showcased at Atlanta, and they've fully released it in a video since then, but Royalotl, the Solar Nexus version of Chillalotl, my baby boy. Stat line reads 2/2. When an opponent declares an attack, you can foretell 3 and negate that attack. If a Solar Elestral is foretold this way, then add 1 Solar Elestral foretold this way into your hand. Don't know how great that'll be, but it reads like it's going to be pretty spectacular. Depending on cards that come out alongside of it in LifeStream, this could be a force to be reckoned with. I don't know. And I don't know if it's been confirmed or not, but I feel like the full art for it has been shown. I'm assuming that the artwork for the loading screen in Clash is going to be the full art for this thing. I don't know. I don't think it's been confirmed, but if they don't utilize the artwork that they have in Clash in the loading screen for this thing, like that's such a missed opportunity for that to be the full art.
Yeah.
At least I think. I'm not mistaken in that, right? That's I think that's Royalotl in the loading screen, right?
I think it is. I'm not sure. I believe.
Maybe I'm just not remembering correctly, but I'm pretty sure that Royalotl is in like the loading screen for Clash in between matches. Maybe I'm confused, but regardless, if that's the artwork for this thing's full art, then I'm gonna need like 12 copies. And then the last card.
That's gonna be one that I'd be okay with grading, because I think it looks like the way that like the Moonbryon looks for Pokemon.
Oh, true. Very true. Yeah, that might actually be my first PSA submission, or wherever, Beckett or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the other card that they showcased at the Atlanta event is the newest.
Which I know we're both excited for this one.
Yeah, dog.
We're both excited.
Brother, I was like yelling on my stream earlier today how excited I am for this card. Morfrost Chimera form, dude. I cannot wait for this thing to be out and then just absolutely dominate the scene with my Morfrost deck. The fact that we're getting a base stat 5 attack Morfrost that is still a 1-drop is absolutely incredible. And it gives us another way to funnel Bat into our underworld to special cast a bomb. This thing is going to be so good. Genuinely just so good.
So the crazy thing is, if you also pair this with Keone, so like if you open up with Lichen form and Keone, that's it, right? You can technically go Lichen, pitch to get Chimera Bat, right? Keone back the Lichen again to get Indus Chimera. You can then go Indus, pitch your 2 A-bombs, so that way they're in the underworld ready for your next turn. And then you can go Morfrost Chimera, pitch Bat, get A-bomb, Keone back, get Bat back. And then the following turn, and you just drew one off a Chimera, right? You can go Chimera, Bat again, and just keep going for it.
I'm trying to think.
Like,
dude, I wonder if there's a way that you can turbo your board state to have 3.
3 Chimeras?
No, not 3 Chimeras, but just 3 Elestrals on your first turn in general. Let me think if there's a way for you to be able to do this. So, yes,
but you would have to have Infrostics.
No, you don't, and I'll tell you how. Your opening hand needs to be 3 cards. That's it. You need Morfrost Chimera, you need Lichen, and then you need Keone. You play your Morfrost Chimera, or actually you wouldn't do it yet. You hold on to it. Pitch Lichen, search your deck for Bat and Scorpio, play Keone, disenchant Keone, bring back Lichen, cast Lichen, get Scorpio and Bat, play there is a way to do this.
There's got to be a way. We're gonna have to lab this.
No, you can. It won't be an ideal board state, but you can still have 3 on the board. So you do everything that I just said. You have your hands stacked. You technically don't need to. No, wait. Could you?
I don't know, because special casting twice would be difficult because you would have to.
Yeah, no. Though I'm thinking of, I'm already in my brain. It's not gonna work. The only way that you could technically do it. The only way that you could technically do it is. Yeah, no, you can't. I was talking myself in circles. You can't do it. It would require 2 special casts or 2 normal casts to be able to do it. So that sucks. Unless you rise. Unless you put a rise, you can get a rise. It'll be a really expensive turn, but you can like normal cast and then.
I don't think rising a 1-drop is ever worth it.
No, but like
to be honest with you,
if you can do it turn 1 and have 3 Elestrals on the board, like
yeah,
you can recur your spirits back with like Catarant if you want to splash that in there. But there is a way to do it, but it shouldn't be a focus by any means. But regardless,
wait a second, there is a way to do it with still 3 cards. You need Lycan, you need Keon, you need Infrostix.
Oh, true.
Because Infrostix special casts from the underworld. Keon would be able to get back your Lycan to be able to get you 4 cards into your hand. Your Chimera to pitch a bat would be able to do it, and then you can Infrostix to get your bat onto field.
Wait, but how would you special cast the Infrostix?
You don't special cast it. Infrostix is an effect from hand. You would ditch it and expend 2.
Okay.
To be able to special cast something from the underworld.
Yep.
So there's a way to do it with only 3 cards, actually.
Yeah. So I guess you just need those 3. So, anyways, that just proved my point. Chimera is going to be busted. It's going to be absolutely insane. I can't wait to run it in my Morphrost deck, and I sincerely hope that it doesn't get hit down to 1 copy immediately because I feel like it might. But
I sure hope not.
Yeah, I sure hope not.
Morphrost hasn't been very good in general, and I want it to be good.
Yeah, I want it to be good as well. The only thing that I need more for Morphrost right now in Clash is that Terror get added, because the fact that Terror is the only form that isn't in the game is kind of sad.
Yeah.
There are a couple more cards that we need to cover before we end the podcast today.
I think there's only 4.
Yeah, there's only I think there's only 3 actually. What's the 4th one that I'm missing? Oh, well, we need to cover the Kinleo too.
Oh yeah.
So do you want to take over Kinleo? And I know you wanted to talk about these 2 solars.
No, I'll do the 2 solars, and I'll leave the other 2 for you.
Okay, perfect. So the one that I'll cover first is this Gigaflora that was announced. It's Champion of Demeter. So we got a Demeter champion now. It's a 2-drop. It's a 5/7 stat line, and then the text reads: you can expend an Earth and discard this Gigaflora in order to search your deck for a Champion of Demeter and add it to your hand. You can special cast 1 Spirit Champion of Demeter from your underworld and give it +3 attack until next turn. I'm assuming that second text would only come into effect if you played the Gigaflora, and it doesn't tag on to the discarding of it, right?
The way it reads is I think that one has to be while it's on field.
Yeah.
The first one has to be while it's in hand.
Yeah, that if they somehow paired together, that'd be really nice, but I don't know how good it'll be standalone, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you have to like pick and choose. But so that's one of the cards that was revealed. And then the other one, I don't actually know if I have a screen grab of a high-res picture of the art of this card, so you may need to remind me. I'll try to read from the screenshot from our Shattered Stars, but the Kinleo Champion of Hestia, you can, when you normal cast this Kinleo,
special cast.
When you special cast Kinleo, you can return 3 from your underworld. Is that what it is, or is there something else to it?
You can, I believe you can return 3 from your underworld.
I like how this is the only card that I didn't grab a high-res screenshot of. And now I'm kind of upset with myself.
I feel like you can return 3 from your underworld to your spirit deck or search a Leo Bright.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, it's pretty cool. It's not as good as the original Kinleo, but it's a good way to feed into it. And the fact that there's spirit recursion within Fire now is really nice. And it gives Hestia a little bit more purpose.
Yeah.
But very, very cool.
Did you want to talk about the water one that I sent was it last night?
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah. There's one more that we can cover real quick. It is a new one that they just showed. Krakid, Champion of Poseidon. When you cast this Krakid, or when it receives 1 or more water with Poseidon's effect, you can block 1 unoccupied slot in an opponent's Elestral row as long as this Krakid is enchanted. A block zone cannot be used. So it's just another way to shut down your opponent's board, make them not able to play certain cards in certain places. I really hope that this brings a little bit more love to the Krakid cracking line, because I would love to use that card more. This is a very, very unusable deck list. But I built it a while back.
I remember whenever we were first talking about this in like, I think this might have been Daybreak meta.
Yeah, it was Daybreak meta. I was trying to figure out a way, because I love Chillalotl. Like I just proclaimed my love for Royalotl. Chillalotl, I just love axolotls. So any of these axolotl Elestrals that we get are by far some of my favorites. But I was trying to build a Chillalotl deck. Chillalotl shuts down back row, and then Draking shuts down, or not Draking, Cracking. Draking is the lunar variant of it, but the Cracking shuts down your Elestral row for your opponent. So I was trying to build a deck that could somehow turbo into Cracking while also locking down back row, so that they just couldn't play anything at all ever, and then I would just keep beating them because they can't play anything. That deck failed miserably, so I don't know if it'll ever be good. But the fact that Cracking is getting a little bit more love with this Poseidon champion, I'm assuming that Cracking will be getting a champ of Poseidon as well. That's just an assumption. I have no idea, of course, but at least
from the picture that was tweeted, it looks like it's in the background right there.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that doesn't look like a. Oh yeah, there's a title card with it as well. So yeah, it looks like we're gonna be getting a Cracking as well at some point. So that makes me really happy.
And I think that it's just really cool that you have a way of blocking 2 spots immediately on turn 1, because you just cast, block 1, Nexus with Poseidon, block 2.
Yep.
If you have 2 Poseidons, you block 3.
Very true.
You know, like if you're able to open up with all 3 Poseidons, you can get a full board lock.
Yep, and maybe
turn 1.
Maybe this will make my Chillalotl lockdown that much better too.
Yeah.
Splash Chillalotl.
Very, 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 very cool card. I hope it's actually fun, and I hope it might see like some rogue play. But yeah, we'll see.
It'll just be. I feel like if anything, it'll just be like a locals destroyer. I don't think anybody will take this to like regionals or anything like that. But
locals legend.
Yeah, locals legends.
So then the final 2 cards that are very near and dear to my heart. I love these cards so much, and I hope, okay, Dan, if you're watching, I want a Nova Core full art. I want it. I don't know what I have to do for it, but I want it. Okay. And not an old Nova Core, this Nova Core. We've got Glimbat and Nova Core, Champion of Apollo. Glimbat says you can expend a solar and discard this Glimbat in order to search your deck for a Temple of the Sun and add it to your hand. Very cool. We're seeing that stadiums are becoming a lot more relevant with stuff. Like you have Rise from the Depths for Globby, you have Stoke the Forge for Fire, you have Race to the Top for Thunder. You have a bunch of stuff that like actually relies on it. You have Broomlinks to search the Mountains of Boreas. So I'm glad to see that Temple of the Sun is getting some sort of love. Mm-hmm. Then Nova Core, Champion of Apollo. This Nova Core can be normal cast with 2 solar if Temple of the Sun is enchanted. It's a Lith, and Liths are pretty much whales. Yep. I don't know if you know that. Liths are pretty much whales.
You and your whales, man.
They're pretty much whales. So by definition, Nova Core is a whale.
I guess so.
When you cast this Nova Core, when you cast this Nova Core this way, you can destroy an Elestral. Non-targeting destruction. This is how you beat Voltempest.
Honestly, yeah.
This is how you beat Voltempest.
Wait, no,
it's goated.
Is it? Does it still work? Wait, so you can still shield? Like you can shield Voltempest?
Yeah.
I don't know. You can shield it. I don't know why I was under the assumption that you couldn't. Maybe it's because my brain was focusing so much on the card effects line of text on the card and not so much the target portion. Maybe that's why my brain was thinking that.
That's why like in the set championships, everybody was like, okay, playing Voltempest, re-enchant, disenchant, burn for 3, pass.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But
like this Nova Core beats Voltempest. I just really like this. I like this card. I like this art. I think it's very, very cool. I love this art so much. I want this art on a playmat.
You know
I
what?
think this art is so good.
It'd be really cool.
This could have been a really good full art.
It would be really cool if I don't agree with that. I don't think that this art is good for full art. It's a good art for sure, but I don't think that there's enough to it to make it a full art. I think that the positioning of the Nova Core would need to be different. That's just a me thing, maybe though. I will say this: I think it'd be really, really, really cool if later on down the line, Elestrals made. It would have to be a little bit more expensive, obviously, because it's not like printed, just like a mass print and they sell it or whatever. But I feel like it'd be really cool if you can take whatever card art that you like and on their website have it printed as a matte. Have it printed as a matte. So it would be more expensive.
That's such a good idea.
It'd be more expensive because it'd be like a one-off print
custom
job. Yeah, it'd be like a one-off print job. So like maybe instead of like $20 for a matte or whatever, it's like $60. But if it's an artwork that you really like and it's not available, you can get one officially made by Elestrals that's like personal to the order.
That's a really, really, really good idea.
Yeah, and now that we're talking about this thing, like, I don't know if people that are watching it right now can tell my mood changed very drastically, because now I'm realizing that I'm an idiot. The text line of Voltempest specifies targeting, and I lost a game in Clash like 2 days ago that I thought was impossible for me to win, and I had a shield set, and all I had to do was activate it to bounce back the Voltempest, and I don't think I was ever given the opportunity to do it, and I didn't think it would work. So I think that's the only reason I lost that game. And now I'm like mortified. And I think we talked about it earlier in the podcast too. There is one other card that we should touch on, and if it's not even the card, it's just to talk about something else for LifeStream. I mentioned the fact that we have an X of 99 Baraboss in the Elestrals Day video that they had. They also showcased and they also announced that LifeStream will continue having Divine Packs just like how Firestorm did. And I don't recall if they confirmed it or not. They showcased the Baraboss Stellar at the same time, though, so I have a feeling that Baraboss might be the exclusive Divine Pack Stellar, so all 99 Divine Packs will have a Baraboss in it. Speculative, obviously. I don't know if it was confirmed, but it's pretty cool. And I like the fact that they do that. They did the same thing with Firestorm in the Flammoth, and I think it's really cool how they are choosing cards specifically that have the elemental spirits of the set. So like Flammoth is both fire and wind. Baraboss is both earth and water. So it would make sense if this is the exclusive for the Divine Packs. And honestly, it would make me kind of happy because that would mean that I don't have to hunt for this thing necessarily, because the Divine Pack is going to be really hard to get, and I can just get it as the premiere full art. Or not premiere, the pre-release full art. That's very cool. And the last thing that we'll touch on very, very briefly, just because there's not really any information going on about it right now, they showcased a little bit more about the RPG that they're working on. We don't know too much about it, but I'm excited. I like 2D, 3D style gameplay. So I'm very excited for when that game comes out. Like I said, there's just not much information on it, so we're not going to talk about it for too long. And the podcast has already been going on for about an hour and a half. So unless you have more to talk about right now, Cal, I feel like we covered all of our bases, and we can go ahead and wrap up today's this month's podcast, unless there's something else that I'm missing, which I don't think that there is. No, but
I don't think there is either. I think we've pretty much talked about everything, and it's actually much shorter than the last time we did this.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, we attempted to if you were watching a stream prior to this, we recorded this podcast already, and we realized
then Elestrals Day happened.
Yeah, and then Elestrals Day happened. So we already had like an hour 40 something long minute podcast, and then we rambled for like 40 minutes with Elestrals Day. So we were like, okay, you know what? Instead of having like a 2.5 hour long podcast because we love our viewers and we don't want to have you guys suffer through 2.5 hours, let's just re-record it. So that's what this was. So we appreciate all of you. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging around. Like if you do, sub if you're new. But it's been Chan and Kel. We'll catch you guys in the next episode of the podcast or any other future videos that land on this channel. We'll see you later.
See you later.
Peace.